take our news points. Let's take our news points for today. Adebimpe, let's start with you since you are representing Lagos.
Lagos, okay.
Which constituency are you representing?
No,
Lagos Central. Lagos Central. As the media arm of Lagos State government, we are the central.
You have chosen, stay there, so that when we will come for you, stay there.
Jimoh replaces Ishola as Lagos Police Commissioner. The Lagos State Police Command has a new Commissioner of Police, CP Moshood Olorundare Jimoh, who officially takes over from Olariwaju Ishola. It was gathered that Ishola, who was yet to be reassigned to a new portfolio, faced criticisms from various quarters. Confirming Jimoh's appointment, Ikechukwu Ani, the spokesperson for the Police Service Commission, said in a statement yesterday, the Police Service Commission yesterday, Monday, February 17, 2025, approved the appointment of Moshood Olorundare Jimoh as the Commissioner of Police for Lagos State Command. Before his appointment, Jimoh served as the Commissioner of Police for the Ports Authority, Eastern Ports. He hails from Kwara State and has held various important roles in the police, including Force Public Relations Officer, Deputy Commissioner of Police for Airport Police, Finance and Administration, and General Investigation. He is also a recipient of the Presidential Award for Public Relations Personality of the Year in recognition of his outstanding contribution to public relations in Nigeria. Jimoh Moshood, is it Mahmoud? Moshood, you are welcome to the Center of Excellence.
Well, I mean, from his profile, he's not entirely new to Lagos. I think his last assignment was at the ports. Yeah. But of course, now as the CP of Lagos, I think he deserves that special welcome. Because again, you know, Lagos is one very special place. But then a lot of people spoke glowingly about this man. In a couple of reports I read yesterday, especially when he was the first PRO. Those who had, worked with him, especially journalists who also had the opportunity to work with him, did say that indeed he was a man who coordinated himself very well, who also had a very good rapport with journalists, and also conducted himself in the most appropriate way or manner while he served as the first PRO. So we do hope that he will bring his wealth of experience to bear on the Lagos Police Command, and also share all of the things that he's learned in the force with upcoming officers, so that they also can be better individuals. But I think he's coming as CP. During
I love those comments that you ascribe to his personality, his conduct and everything. I had a personal experience with Mr. Jimoh when he was the PPRO. Then I was just out of school, so I wanted to join the force as a cadet. So my uncle gave me a letter to him. My uncle was a retired commissioner of police. So I know him inside out. And since yesterday, I've been looking for his number to advise him to try as much as possible to be neutral. Ishola was booted out of Lagos because of something. Even the state director of DSS is out. So when you are part of any security agent, try to be as neutral as possible. Because politicians,
yeah,
and you'll be on your own.
Yes, you will be on your own. And again, do not from a confirmed source, but I also did hear that the CP from yesterday that was left to go also decided not to get involved in anything. He wanted to be neutral.
So he was on the fence.
Remember, it was alleged.
Alleged.
But he said, you know what? In all of your problem,
let me
retire in peace.
Oh my God!
If you want to fling me to another state, fling me, but because don't let my name be enmeshed.
And he's due to retire in October.
October is just around
the corner.
The man just said, you know what? I beg, let me carry my head and go. So if you like, take me to Sokoto or take me to Zamfara.
Sure, don't take my peace.
So that I can sleep. Because sometimes these things are just, they are very, very dicey. As much as they try not to get involved, they will also ask them, what is your allegiance to?
Sometimes your allegiance...
Whose interest are you serving?
Yes. Sometimes your interest might not be the interest.
You heard Davido and Oshun, the way he's been talking about the CP in Oshun yesterday. So sometimes, of course, it is on the side of the divide that you are on.
You are on, yeah.
And nobody cares to listen to where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So your conscience will play a pivotal role in helping you galvanize how you want to be known for. But honestly, it is a tough job.
It is a very tough job.
Okay, Ajibola, let's take a story.
Okay, Oshun Mayhem, ex-council chairman, 6 others shot dead as Adeleke Oyetola supporters war. The All Progressive Congress and the PDP have traded accusations over escalating violence in Osun State, which culminated in the killing of a former chairman of Irewole local government area, Mr. Aderemi Abbas, and 6 others on Monday. The crisis was triggered by a contentious Court of Appeal ruling allegedly reinstating APC-elected local government chairmen and councillors. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke had raised an alarm on Sunday, alleging a conspiracy led by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Gboyega Oyetola, and some security agency heads to enforce the ruling. Adeleke advised the public to hold Oyetola and the state security chiefs accountable for any violence. It was a free-for-all fight yesterday as supporters of the PDP and the APC unleashed mayhem on local government secretariats across the state on Monday, leaving it in the wake of deaths. In a short video, Abbas, who was elected as chairman in 2018 election, was seen lying in his pool of blood with an open wound on his head. A source... I know you say that. A security source present at the scene who craved anonymity said Abbas was killed following a bloody clash between party supporters. Today at 11:56 a.m., that was yesterday, the APC chairman, Honorable Remi Abbas, and his men were taking steps to enter local government premises in Ikire in Osun State. This led to the confrontation with PDP members. During the confrontations, many members were wounded. Similar violence was recorded in other parts of the state, and 2 other persons were reportedly shot at Iragbiji headquarters of Borikpe local government area. It was a similar situation at Olaoluwa and Ishokon areas of the state. You see, I really do not know what is happening to our politics, to our democracy, and the way and manner the political class are conducting themselves these days is beginning to show that they are not actually there to serve the people. They are there for their own personal interests. Because in all of this, I don't see anywhere where the people are being discussed. How are we going to add value to their life? It's just about what they are going to get.
My own query is, at what point do we begin to see political office as a call to service? Because this desperation is really too much. And if we go by what Governor Adeleke had said on Sunday, it meant that he knew there was going to be a problem. And that was why he cried out. But here is my take. As the #1 citizen of the state, can't you have a grasp of the situation? Because again, who does the CP listen to? Shouldn't it be the governor?
As the chief security officer.
As the chief security officer. So if we keep talking about intelligence gathering, if there was intelligence that there was going to be trouble, and the trouble still happened, then there's something going on.
Yeah.
There's a problem. So because if there was intelligence that there was going to be a problem, and then you call for backup and all of that, then if things still go out of, then there's something going on, which can also be likened to what happened at the assembly
yesterday.
We'll talk about that later on, but it means that there's something going on that needs to be nipped in the bud.
Abimbola, remember that Governor Adeleke raised an alarm that the security chiefs were taking sides with the honorable minister.
The more reason why the security chief should have been called to order at the federal level.
Or be posted elsewhere.
Be taken out of the place if you're already compromising. Except, again, of course, there are conspiracy theories everywhere.
Because I see no reason why officers and men of the Nigerian police couldn't have been deployed to man those secretariats yesterday. So the Commissioner of Police, the State Commandant of NCDSC, and the rest of them, whose interests are they serving in Osun State.
You see why
they are being alleged
to be
serving a particular interest.
You see why, again, some state governors are asking for state police.
Abi?
But again,
Abimbola, even when they get it, what would they do with it?
How much power do they have?
Again,
yeah.
Won't same thing
still happen?
Be done?
Yeah.
Also from influence by the governors.
Yes.
So there's a problem.
Odigon.
Ajibola's book Yoruba.
There's really a problem. Let's take our third story this morning on power outage. UCH resident doctors set for indefinite strike. The Association of Resident Doctors ARD at the University College Hospital UCH in Ibadan is threatening to embark on an indefinite strike if power is not restored to the hospital's residential areas. In a communique issued after an emergency meeting, the ARD stated that despite the recent reconnection of the hospital to the power grid after over 100 days of outage, the residential areas remain without electricity. The communique signed by the chapter's president, Boyega Ajibola, and General Secretary Osman Adedeji noted that the residential areas have prepaid meters with sufficient units, but the IBEDC has refused to reconnect them. The ARD has given the hospital management until 4 p.m. On Monday, which was yesterday, to restore power to all affected residential areas, including the East Gate Road and Secular Road surrounding the College of Medicine. After more than 100 days without electricity, IBEDC reconnected UCH to the national grid on Wednesday, following the intervention of the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu. The doctors noted in a statement that failure to restore the areas requested would result in the Congress of the chapter initiating a total and indefinite strike. The ARD is also calling on the CMD, Jesse Otegbayo, to process the payment of the 75% accruement allowance for 2024 without further delay. Okay, so there are two things that the doctors are asking for here. One is that IBEDC, that is the Ibadan Distribution Electric Company, should reconnect the residential areas where, of course, the doctors stay, as well as the CMD of the UCH to also process the payment of their allowance for 2024. If we all remember, that story went, viral. That UCH had been without electricity for close to 3 months. It went as bad as patients bringing generator, bringing inverters to the hospitals because their family members needed, that intervention. But thankfully, our minister yes, intervened, and power was finally restored. But now power has been restored to the hospital, and then you've cut off the doctors who should be taking care of the patients. I don't understand how we do certain things. These people, they cannot enjoy electricity, and they want to go and attend to patients. Please, won't they attend to patients in frustration?
Then what will be their psychological state?
Exactly.
Because if they are not sleeping well,
how would they perform optimally?
They cannot charge their phones. They cannot rest their head. So that somebody will not go and give patients, instead of giving you one injection, will go and give you Lagatil injection. I don't understand how we just intentionally cause trouble.
Honestly.
Yeah. And again, so because what I don't understand sometimes is they have prepaid meters. So if you give them electricity,
they will pay.
It's not that they will pay; they have paid. Because the meters will not work if they don't have units.
Units, yeah.
Is the money not coming to you? Should be this one. They are not on estimated billing. So what is the problem?
Abimbola, it's quite worrisome that we really do not attach importance to certain things in this part of the world, something as sensitive as health and the state of minds of our doctors, their efficiency, how to make life comfortable for them to perform optimally. We do not pay attention to that. Aside from the doctors, last week as well, the students also protested because they were cut off.
So we can even, for the students that were cut off, their own the institution is paying for them, because that one will be the estimated billing. But for the doctors...
Abimbola?
No. I'm just saying that, you know, because for the hostels, it is the university that will pay.
Sure.
Okay, so for the doctors, after now putting back the hospital on the national grid, why cut them out?
Then I want to ask, the CMD of that hospital, was he cut out too?
I don't know where he stays, though.
He was also cut out.
I don't know where he stays, though. I don't know if he stays in the resident quarters or if he has another place. But I'm sure he will stay on campus.
The Honorable Minister will still need to go back there.
He doesn't have to go.
Or call on IBEDC, or what is it called?
Does he have to
IBEDC. He will still need to call on them.
Why does he have to take the direct intervention of the minister?
You know, we like to drop names a lot in Nigeria. Anyway, that is the situation.
Nigeria is a funny place.
So they need to pick now either to restore electricity or allow the doctors to go on strike. Which one will be grave?
That strike will be grave.
That strike.
So, Minister Adelabu, the ball is in your court. Please help us do.
I think we'll call him where he's going
Ajibola's friend.
Okay, let's quickly take our hashtag today before we wrap up this segment. Of course, Adebimpe yesterday did ask a question that how will Lagos trend after yesterday? Well, Lagos trended for, you know, in so many ways. A lot of people interpreted what happened in so many ways. But by and large, of course, the Lagos State House of Assembly trended yesterday from the fact that the DSS, you know, we had talked about it, that the DSS operatives were already there as at the time the show was on. But by the time we finished, we started getting more reports. The DSS officials had, prevented the speaker from gaining access into her office, as well as other officers. We learned the lawmakers first converged under a tree to have a meeting before they were able to go into the chamber. And once they got into the chamber, the DSS operatives wanted to gain access to the chamber. And that was when members of staff said, no, you cannot come into this place. But in all of what happened yesterday was the overwhelming state Speaker Miranda was in yesterday, and a couple of bloggers actually, played a lot with her face yesterday, because she couldn't hold the tears. I couldn't get into her mind, but I'm sure that her mind yesterday was in so many places. Why should I have said no?
What is all this?
Why am I in this? Why is it that it is during my own tenure?
I just want to go home.
Can I just go home?
And have my peace.
Can I end it all here? Can I just, so many things. But in all of that was the fact that her colleagues stood behind her. 35 other lawmakers stood behind her and also passed a vote of confidence. But sometimes we have a problem when they pass this vote of confidence. They pass vote of confidence when they pass out.
What happened yesterday at the Lagos State House of Assembly was shameful.
Very, very.
It was a dent on democracy. Then up until now, I would have expected the leadership of the party at the state level to at least say something. Because those people, those honorable members, they are representing the APC. Even the GSC is not talking. No matter what happened yesterday at the assembly, it will rub off on the party. It will rub off on the GSC.
The GSC is divided as we speak.
I have one question to ask.
Is it like things are falling apart?
Is there a role that the executive too should have played yesterday in all of this?
Well, there's independence
of the
assembly. And that's where the issue of separation of powers would come in. This is solely an assembly matter. There's really nothing the executive can come out to say. Maybe they can solidarize behind, but not here, because again, this is solely a House of Assembly issue. It has nothing to do with the executive. But just like Ajibola said, aside the fact that it's a party thing, this is also going to rub off largely on Mr. President.
On Mr. President.
Because Mr. President is one of those who would always say, I am for the progressives. I am for good governance. And this is happening in his home state. So be ready for the opposition to cash in on this and then just make you look like, okay, you cannot hold your state. So Mr. President needs to step up and do the needful.
Or say something.
He doesn't need to say something, Ajibola.
Lagos
He's the
like
president
this.
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Why is everything happening in the south?
Lagos needs
in the
to.
Ajibola,
in the southwest.
Mind your language.
Which language am I minding?
In the state or in the southwest?
Lagos or what is happening?
In those states that are your states.
In those states that are dear to you.
Our states.
We do hope that peace will return and everything will come back. Now the plenary has been adjourned indefinitely. We do hope that this time will be a time of housekeeping, a time where everybody can sit together at the round table, pour out your grievances. The case has gone to court already, so former Speaker Obasa, maybe you should wait for the court to hear this particular case and we can all move on from there. And let us also accept defeat in good faith. Politics should really be about give and take. It is not a case of the winner
Takes it all.
Takes it all.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the conversation part 1 will be here. And this morning, we're staying with Southwest governors and their regional development plans for their individual states and how they all can work together as a team.